You walk into a dealership. You hand over six figures for a brand new SUV. You drive it home feeling like royalty. And within 3 years, that same truck is worth less than half of what you paid. That is not luxury. That is a financial trap wearing a leather interior. And in 2026, those traps are everywhere. Today, we are exposing the most overpriced SUVs on the market right now, the ones dealers are hoping you buy before you do the math. Some of these names are going to surprise you. Before we get into it, if you are in the market for an SUV this year or just want to protect your wallet, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss content like this. And stay with us until the very end because the last SUV on this list might be sitting in your dream garage right now. Why? Overpriced means more than a sticker in 2026. Let us establish something important before we name names. The sticker price is not the full story. In 2026, with the average new vehicle now pushing past $48,841, being overpriced means the total sum of your purchase price, your maintenance costs over time, and the speed at which your vehicle bleeds value the moment you drive off the lot. An SUV is a bad deal when the projected depreciation and repair costs completely outweigh the utility it provides. We are cross-referencing resale data, ownership cost projections, reliability scores, and real deal transaction data to bring you this list. These are not opinions. These are numbers. Land Rover Range Rover. Let us start at the top of the food chain and work our way down. The 2026 Range Rover starts at $115,450. That is more than a lot of people's homes in certain parts of this country. And yes, it is a beautiful machine. The interior is genuinely stunning, and it oozes presence from every angle. But here's the brutal truth about what happens after you buy it. Land Rover vehicles carry the highest 10-year maintenance costs of any brand on the road. $17,450 over a decade, the highest of any nameplate in America. That is before you factor in the depreciation. The Range Rover can lose up to 74% of its value in just 5 years on a six-figure starting price. You are handing over $115,450 and walking away with roughly $30,000 worth of vehicle in year 5. In raw dollar terms, you are hemorrhaging more money than almost any other SUV on the planet. The Range Rover has always carried reliability concerns, and 2026 does nothing to fix that reputation. If you want genuine off-road luxury at this price point, the Lexus LX is a vastly more reliable long-term play, built on a Toyota-engineered drivetrain that will not bleed you dry at the service center. Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. The Mercedes EQS SUV started life as one of the most ambitious luxury electric vehicles ever produced. It launched at over $80,000 with a jaw-dropping interior, a massive curved screen setup, and the promise of next-level EV technology. What actually happened? Owners and reviewers flagged major issues with the LiDAR system, the digital key, and multiple core features right from launch. Vehicles were sitting at dealerships for weeks waiting for repairs. Mercedes reworked the computers for 2026, but the damage to buyer confidence was already done. The depreciation data is punishing. 3-year-old EQS models are currently listing at just 30 to 40% of their original MSRP. That is not a typo. You are buying a vehicle today that could be worth less than 40 cents on the dollar in 3 years. Early 2026 JD. Power scores came in at the mid-70s for the EQS, below average for the luxury segment, driven specifically by MBUX screen freezes and over-the-air update failures. When you are paying this kind of money, software that does not work is simply unacceptable. The BMW iX offers better driving dynamics and a more premium-feeling cabin. The Rivian R1S brings genuine adventure capability with software that actually improves over time. Either one is a smarter EV play than watching six figures evaporate. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This one might shock some people. The Grand Wagoneer is an iconic American name with genuine presence on the road. But the financial story of this SUV over the last 2 years has been a slow-motion disaster. Stellantis originally positioned the Grand Wagoneer to compete with the Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator at $90,000 to over $110,000. Consumers simply did not buy the premise. CarEdge data showed the Grand Wagoneer sitting at over 428 days of market supply. For context, a healthy inventory supply is 60 days. Dealers were cutting $25,000 or more off the sticker just to move units off the lot. That single number tells you everything you need to know about the gap between what Jeep believed this vehicle was worth and what the real market said. For 2026, Jeep made corrections, dropping the base price all the way down to $63,995, pulling it back under the Jeep badge after failed sub-brand experiment, and introducing a new REV powertrain producing 647 horsepower. That is a genuinely impressive turnaround on paper. But the depreciation hangover from years of aggressive overpricing is still very real, and the refinement gap compared to the Escalade and Navigator is something every major reviewer keeps pointing out. If you are drawn to this space, the Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator remain the stronger long-term value plays in the full-size American SUV segment. Infiniti QX80. The Infiniti QX80 achieved record-breaking sales numbers in 2025, moving over 13,000 units in a single quarter. And to be clear, the QX80 is not a bad vehicle. The redesigned model uses a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6 pushing 450 horsepower, delivers a genuinely premium interior, and Infiniti covers scheduled maintenance for 3 years and 45,000 miles, which is a real ownership perk. But here is where the story falls apart. The QX80 is forecast to lose 65% of its value over 5 years. That is among the worst depreciation rates of any luxury SUV on the market right now. You are spending $85,940 to start and potentially walking away with a vehicle worth around $30,000 in year 5. In a segment where buyers are putting down this kind of money with an expectation of some value retention, the QX80 consistently underdelivers. The Lexus LX, which directly competes with the QX80, holds its value significantly better and carries a far stronger long-term reliability reputation. If you need a large luxury 3-row SUV with real staying power, run the depreciation numbers side by side before you sign anything. Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. This one is a different kind of overpriced. The Palisade itself is a solid family hauler, but the calligraphy trim is where the value math starts to break down. The 2026 Calligraphy AWD starts at $56,060. If you step into the new 2.5-liter turbo hybrid version, which is a major new addition for 2026, you are looking at $58,280. Nearly $60,000 for a Hyundai. Let that land for a second. The Calligraphy is packed with premium features, massaging seats, a center console sterilization bin, a comprehensive driver assistance suite. But those are exactly the kinds of expensive comfort systems that become financial liabilities the moment the warranty ends. And the trim stacking structure means you are climbing through multiple grade levels, paying incrementally for minor feature additions that do not translate into proportional real-world value. For this money in 2026, you are in genuine consideration range for entry-level trims from Acura, Genesis, and Lincoln. Hyundai makes great vehicles. But nearly $60,000 Hyundai asks you to do a lot of brand bad gymnastics to justify the purchase. Toyota Highlander Platinum. The Toyota Highlander is a genuinely reliable vehicle, and nobody here is disputing that. But the Platinum trim is where Toyota's pricing strategy becomes a real problem for buyers in 2026. Toyota discontinued the base LE trim for this model year and made all-wheel drive standard across the board, passing a roughly $5,000 price, increased directly to consumer at entry level. The fully loaded Platinum now sits at $54,420, which is $8,000 more than the similarly equipped XLE with a largely overlapping feature set. Here is the trap. The Highlander name moves so much volume that there are fewer dealer incentives available. Buyers consistently overpay for the Platinum experience without realizing they're also absorbing the steepest depreciation in the entire trim lineup. If you genuinely need the 3-row space and want to stay in the Toyota family, The Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid is a more apples-to-apples alternative that actually holds its value better than the standard Highlander Platinum and gives you the efficiency of a hybrid powertrain at the same time. Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos rounds out this list as one of the most quietly overpriced compact SUVs in 2026, ranging from $24,166 all the way up to $38,141, depending on trim. The core problem here is not depreciation, JD. Power actually gives the Taos a strong resale forecast for 2026. The real issue is what you are getting for the price on a day-to-day ownership level. The Taos has been one of the lowest rated vehicles by Consumer Reports for owner satisfaction since its launch, and that has not changed. It is mediocre to drive, offers below average performance, and carries a reliability score worse than most Volkswagens. And that is already a low bar in this segment. Common electrical issues and engine problems have been flagged consistently by owners across multiple model years. The repair costs relative to quality of experience you are getting simply do not add up, especially in the compact SUV class that includes a Honda CR-V, Mazda CX-5, and Hyundai Tucson, all of which will give you a better driving experience, more reliability, and more satisfying ownership story for comparable or lower money. The smarter play in 2026. Here is the real takeaway from all of this. In 2026, the brands consistently leading on 5-year resale value and long-term ownership satisfaction are Toyota, Subaru, Honda, and Mazda. These brands regularly retain over 55% of their original value after 5 years, a benchmark that almost nothing on today's list can match. The Jeep Wrangler, Toyota Tundra, and Subaru Forester are among the specific models consistently beating depreciation expectations across the board. Knowledge is your only real leverage in this market. Dealer markups, trim stacking, and aggressive MSRP positioning are all designed to separate you from as much of your money as possible. Do not let the name on the hood do the convincing for you. And that is the list. 7 SUVs in 2026 where the price on the window does not match the value you are actually getting. Drop a comment below and tell me which one shocked you the most. I read every single one. Hit the like button if this was useful. Subscribe if you are not already part of this channel. And share this with someone who is shopping for an SUV right now. You might just save them tens of thousands of dollars. We will see you in the next one.